Good morning, welcome to Marke Morning. What happens many times, efforts put by UPSC aspirant do not result in what is desirable. Primary reason for this is that their preparation is not aligned with what we call Marke triangle, that is question paper, syllabus and standard material or quality material. Initiative like Marke Morning, newspaper simplified, will help you and give direction to streamline your energy in a desired direction. So, in today's session, we will analyze various national as well as regional newspapers from UPSC point of view. We will start with the Hindu. I am referring to the Mumbai edition of the Hindu. On the page 1, there is a news related to intrusion detected in a state power network. You must be aware that in October 2020, there was a power outage in Maharashtra. Now, report find that 14 Trojan horse probe were used for that. So, this news is related to our syllabus point in GS3, Basics of Cyber Security. There were many questions related to cyber security asked previously by UPSC. Latest in 2020, UPSC has asked, discuss different types of cyber crime and a measure required to taken to fight the menace. In 2019, what is a Cyber Dome project? Explain significant how it can be useful in controlling the internet crime in India. As well as in prelim also, there are various questions related to cyber issues. So, what from the prelim point of view, we have to understand for this news item is what is a Trojan horse. Trojan horse is a type of malicious code or a software that looks legitimate. The Trojan horse looks legitimate but can take control of your computer. In today's newspaper, in regional as well as in Indian Express also, there are news related to cyber crime. Means in Lok Satta, there is news related to Ashwasta helpline announced by Gujarat government, that is 24/7 helpline for cyber related crimes. Then there is news in which Microsoft says Chinese hackers are targeting email services, and also there is worldly wise in today's Indian Express related to cyber security. So in today's newspaper simplified, we will look at the cyber security and especially with respect to GS3, Basics of Cyber Security, in a more comprehensive and detailed manner. Then at page number 3, that is North Indian related news, there is news that NGT takes cognizance of illegal factory fire, issues notices to government authorities. So, NGT has been a very important area from our UPSC point of view in environment section. Various questions in 2018 prelim and in 2011 mains are used by asked by UPSC related to NGT. From this news item, one prelim bit can be asked. If you look at it carefully, NGT has taken cognizance of media reports of illegal factory fire. So, they can ask whether NGT can take suo motu action. The answer will be yes. So, you have to prepare note on NGT in a detail. Then on editorial page of the Hindu, there is one editorial named Rape and Marriage, which states marital or other relationship between the perpetrator victim cannot be a rape defense. We can link it to GS1 related society point in which women issues are asked frequently. Then in GS2, there is a mechanism, laws, institutions constituted for welfare of vulnerable sections, that is social justice related topics. If you have to look at this comprehensive issue, you can refer to March 2 newspaper simplified taken by sir. What we get from this editorial for mains, very solid arguments, that is Justice J.S. Varma Committee. What Justice J.S. Varma Committee says, laws ought to specify that a marital or any other relationship between a perpetrator and a victim cannot be defense against a sexual violation. Again reiterate what Justice J.S. Varma Committee said, laws ought to specify that a marital or any other relationship between a perpetrator and a victim cannot be defense against the sexual violation. Justice J.S. Varma Committee also cited judgment of European Commission on Human Rights in CR West UK. What European Commission on Human Rights said in that judgment is that a rapist remains a rapist regardless of his relationship with the victim. Rapist remains a rapist regardless of his relationship with the victim. Another significant fact for mens which we get from this editorial is that Shimbu and ANR West State of Haryana 2013. In this case, Supreme Court said that offer of a rapist to marry the victim cannot be used to reduce the sentence prescribed by the law. Then there is an editorial related to preserving with our maritime fantasies by C.P. Rajendran, who is a professor at National Institute of Advanced Studies, Bengaluru. So where we can relate this issue is to GS3 point of our syllabus, awareness related to space. If you look at the previous year question paper of mains and prelim, you will again and again see question related to space asked by UPSC. Though this article is little bit technical, written by an expert who have domain knowledge in that, certain prelim related facts which we can extract. One is mission perseverance. So UPSC can ask which international organization or which space agency have mission perseverance. So the answer will be NASA, and mission is related to Mars. So if you are following current affairs well, you must be aware that Mars mission are on the rise. So a question on in GS3 can be asked, what is the significance of all these missions? So we have to prepare for that also. Then there second prelim related fact is there, Curiosity rover. So this is Curiosity rover is again NASA's missions related to Mars. Another significant fact for prelim is that companion of Perseverance mission, we have seen that it is related to Mars by NASA. So that in that mission there is a companion of Perseverance, that is Ingenuity drone. So what is Ingenuity drone and what is its significance is that it is the most complex rover ever sent to Mars. Along with Perseverance, that drone named Ingenuity is sent by NASA. Why it is significant? Because it is the first global space agency to fly a drone in the atmosphere of another planet. So such kind of first are always a favorite area of UPSC. First global space agency to fly a drone in the atmosphere of another planet. What is the name of drone? Ingenuity drone. Then there is a term Jezero crater mentioned in that article. So what is Jezero crater? The landing site on Mars where the Perseverance landed. So they can ask, Jezero crater was in news, is related to, so it is a site on Mars. What is the significance of this site, Jezero crater, is that scientists believe that area was once flooded with water and was home to ancient river delta. So this is another significant bit. Another significant term which is there in article is biosignature. So they can directly ask what is a biosignature in prelim. It is a chemical fossil or a molecular fossil. What is its significance? That any substance such as element, isotope or a molecule that provides scientific evidence of a past or present life. Whether past life was a present there or is there any life present, that can be analyzed with the help of biosignature. What is it? Any substance such as element, isotope or a molecule. Then there is an article related to climate and consciousness. It is related with Uttarakhand floods and Texas cold snap. It states that the Uttarakhand floods and Texas cold snap must serve as a lesson to galvanize climate action. So directly related to our GS3 syllabus point, environmental conservation and degradation. As you must be aware that environmental related and especially climate change related questions are on the rise in prelim as well as mains. So to give example, in 2017 there was a question, climate change is a global problem. How India will be affected by climate change? How Himalayan states of India will be affected by climate change? So such questions are being repeatedly used by asked by UPSC. What significant prelim bits we get from this article is that you must be aware that India is the third largest carbon emitter in the world. Who is the first? That is China, and second is USA. Then there is another significant bit that China has announced carbon neutrality by 2060. That China has said that we will achieve carbon neutrality by 2060, and Japan and South Korea said that we will achieve it by 2050. So from the prelim point of view, you must understand what is carbon neutrality and who have given such targets. One thing you should keep in mind is that India is yet to announce such targets. So they will give hypothetical situation in which they will state that India have committed to achieve carbon neutrality by 2015. So that will be wrong. India is yet to announce such a targets. Another significant important two reports from the mains as well as prelim point of view. 2018 of HSBC report. HSBC, you must be aware that is a British multinational investment bank. It ranks India at a top among the 67 nations in a climate vulnerability. It is a 2018 report which ranked India at the top in climate vulnerability. Then there is a report by Greenwatch which is more recent in 2020, Global Climate Risk Index 2020. They ranked India 5th among 181 nations in terms of climate risks. So in 181 nations, in German Watch, we are at the fifth place, and HSBC rank, we are on the top of the list. So these two significant report you can quote in many questions related to mains in environmental conservation and degradation. Then there is a small news but can be used in ethics as well as essay or per se in GS2. News is auto driver arrested in Kerala for moral policing. What that auto driver did, that student of 15-year-old was beaten up for walking with a female classmate. So such example can be quoted in a ethics paper, that auto driver arrested in Kerala for moral policing. Then there is a significant news, sugar mills seek higher MSP for their produce. Questions related to sugarcane pricing or sugarcane issues are repeatedly asked by UPSC. There was a question in 2020 related to sugarcane, bit technical questions, but there are other questions also. In 2013, they asked, do you agree that there is a growing trend of opening new sugar mills in the southern states of India? Discuss with justification. There were also questions in prelim 2019, plant domesticated in New World, and 2000 question related FRP, fair and remunerative price, was also asked by UPSC. What you have to prepare from mains point of view is that what are issues related to sugarcane pricing, what are issues related to fair and remunerative prices, what is issues related to state administered prices. State administrator price is price announced by state government on above the price announced by central government, that is FRP. There are also issues like cane reservation area, cane bonding. So you have to prepare that issue comprehensively related to sugarcane. Then there is a news titled India is partly free, says US think tank. Though not significant that much, in prelim point of view, they can ask who has given that report. The report given by Freedom House, that is US think tank. So they can ask what is Freedom House, is it an NGO, it is a think tank, or international organization. So we have to be aware that it is a US based think tank. Then there is a statement by Prime Minister of India, that is linguistic barriers to education must go. In GS1 we have syllabus point diversity, and GS2 education. As a aspiring civil servant, we must be aware that what are the linguistic barriers to education. UPSC has several times used such kinds of statement by state authority, that is Prime Minister, President, to frame the questions. So such statement should be seen from the perspective of how question can be asked. Then in economy section, In a world page number 11 of Hindu, there is a news: India and 17 countries face US anti-dumping tax. That is by US Department of Commerce is preparing to tax aluminum sheet exporters, and India is among those countries who will face that anti-dumping charge. From the prelim as well as from the mains of point of view, we must be conceptually clear about what is anti-dumping means. For that, we must be aware about what is exactly dumping means. When a company exports a certain product and its price in exported country is less than the where it is prepared or produced, then such a kind of practices is called a dumping. What WTO agreements says about dumping, that we will see now. WTO agreement allows government to act against dumping where there is a genuine injury to domestic industry. When because of dumping, as product is sold very cheaply in the market, domestic industry will feel the hit. So WTO agreement allows the government to take action against such moves. WTO agreement, but this is significant, does not pass judgment whether dumping is happening or not. Individual country has to perform his own investigation to find out whether dumping is happening or not. So in a prelim they can reframe this statement as WTO agreement pass the judgment. So no, WTO agreement does not pass the judgment related to anti-dumping. How country determined? As I said, country has to investigate and find whether dumping is happening or not. How country investigate that? There are many ways of doing that. First is to see the price from the country which is exporting. Suppose China is exporting to us, we will see to what price China is selling the product in their domestic market and in Indian market. Say there is a significant gap, then we can say that dumping is happening. Then this is not always possible that we may aware that what is the price in Chinese market. But what happen is a second method is that we must investigate the price in a third country where it is selling. Means if China is selling a particular product in Indonesia as well as India, we will refer to the price it is selling in Indonesia and India. If there is a difference, then we will say that anti-dumping is happening. Then dumping is happening. Then third point is price calculation based on combination of exporters production. There is a more comprehensive analysis in which exporters production cost, other expenses and normal profit margin are calculated. So this is information in official WTO site related to dumping. In 2002 there is a question related to in mains, what is dumping and what is objective. In 2007 there is what is dumping, evaluate remedial measures taken by Government of India, wise WTO provisions regarding dumping. And in 2007 similar question related to various safeguard measures present in WTO, what is countervailing duty. So you must visit the WTO site and prepare notes on what is anti-dumping, what is countervailing measures and what is safeguard duties, that are protections measure present in WTO. We will now move to Indian Express. I am referring to Pune edition of Indian Express. On page 5, most of the news are covered in Hindu, which are repeated again in Indian Express. I am going to page 5 of Indian Express. Syllabus related point is health of GS2. What news says that no full-time director at a Maharashtra Institute of Mental Health yet. No full-time director at a Maharashtra Institute of Mental Health yet. It further states, Institute has not utilized funds worth rupees 20 crore granted by center. So this shows that mental health problem is not taken that much seriously by state. There is apathy from the state's point of view. The issue is more severe when we consider that the center, that is Maharashtra Institute of Mental Health, is designated as Center of Excellence by Ministry of Ministry of Health Family Welfare. One significant data which we can quote in mains, which we get from this news, is that a study published in a Lancet states that 1 in 7 Indian struggle with a mental disorder. So If this is a case, then such a case study should be quoted in a mains exam to show that government FAT. It is expected that mental health related problems or mental health related issue will be asked in future by UPSC. Then there are some regional news, but which will give you understanding of what to prepare. Major fire at a storage facility in a Bibewadi, and on the same page there is news, fire breaks out at a building in Rastapet. So in a disaster management related topic, you must be prepared with a fire as a disaster, because many disasters in recent times have happened related to fire. Then there is an editorial named Indo-Pak Express. So not that much significant, but as an example we can quote in international relations. What is news that India's Rohan Bopanna and Pakistan's Qureshi Aisam ul Haq Qureshi playing together tennis. They are going to play together in a particular tournament. So where we can quote this at a soft power as a tool of foreign policy, then as a sport diplomacy to improve the relationship with, especially with Pakistan. You must be aware that South and North Korea athletes are preparing for Olympics as a one team together. So such examples can be quoted. Then there is another editorial article, Fighting for a Foothold by Ravi Srivastava. He is a director, Center for Employment Studies, Institute for Human Development. This news item can be related to GS2 Social Justice, GS1 Social Empowerment, and GS3 Employment Inclusive Growth. What is basically the context behind this news article is that Niti Aayog has prepared a draft report on migrant laborers. So from the though news item criticizes the draft, we can visit that draft to have a solid point related to what are the issues faced by migrant workers, what way forward can be quoted, because ultimately it is a state document given by authorized state agency, that is Niti Aayog. What significant prelim or mains bit from this news is that SDG 8.8 is related to protection of labor rights and providing a safe and securing working environment for all workers. So that specific topic, SDG 8.8, protection of labor rights and providing safe and secure working environment for all workers, can be quoted in the answer. In 2015 there was question related with this topic, discuss the changes in the trends of labor migration within and outside in India in the last decade. This news analysis of such kind of news analysis become more important when we look at the reverse migration that happened due to COVID-19. Then there is another article, pressure and pushback, US backed India. In a standoff with China, the partnership must be built on. So the relationship that editorial is related with bilateral relation, GS2, India-America relation to be specific. In this article, there are certain prelim related facts. If you have analyzed the 2018 prelim, there was question related to THAAD, that is Terminal High Altitude Defense System. UPSC asked what is THAAD about? It was about US system. So such kind of security related issues are asked by UPSC repeatedly. Three such kind of bids we get for prelim. One is MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones. MQ-9B Sea Guardian drones. Second is C-130J Super Hercules military transport aircraft. C-130J Super Hercules military transport aircraft, and 24 MH-60 Romeo helicopters. All threes are related with United States of America. We have either leased or purchased it from them. Then there is article, The Language of Learners by Ramakant Agnihotri. It states that like its predecessors, national education policy fails to recognize that children are multilingual and misses the opportunity to liberalize the classroom. So again this news or article is related to syllabus of GS1, that is diversity, and GS2 of education. So this linguistic issue should be covered holistically for mains. What we get from prelim is that UNESCO 1953 declaration, this declaration can also be quoted in mains answer. UNESCO 1953 declaration on the use of mother tongue for the conceptual clarity and cognitive growth of the students. UNESCO states that in 1935 declaration, if you want conceptual clarity and cognitive growth of student, mother tongue is very much important. From modern history perspective, there are 3 reports which are mentioned in the article, that is Elphinstone's Minute of 1824, Macaula's Minute of 1835, Wood's Dispatch of 1854. So as they are covered in news also, and also important from the prelim perspective, these 3 should be covered in your modern history with more emphasis. I repeat again, Elphinstone's Minute of 1824, Macaula's Minute of 1835 and Wood's Dispatch of 1854. All these have though emphasized on mother tongue as important medium to give education to big country like India. They in a way promoted English as a medium of instruction. So that is the writer's point of view. Writer says that National Education Policy of 1986, National Curriculum Framework of 2005 and Right to Education Act 2009 also reiterated the significance of mother tongue. Though government in various documents is again and again reiterated importance of mother tongue, there is no concrete work done by government. Means if we look at the National Education Policy, the words like mother tongue or a regional language must be preferably or whenever possible used. So this shows the ambiguity or lack of clarity from the government. So that is from today's newspaper analysis. Thank you.